Today we're going to make sushi.
First, the rice. Ordinary rice cooker, half brown rice and half white rice. Put it in a non-metallic bowl. You can chop it up. Now you want your rice to cool, so we're just going to have it sit. You can leave it out or even put it in the fridge, and now we're going to make the coating for it, a rice vinegar. So here's the rice vinegar. And over medium heat, we just want to warm it up, get this to dissolve. Here's sugar. And I put a little too much sugar in there. And there you go. Actually, you want to put about double that amount of vinegar. I made a second batch, so go ahead and double that. And that's all you want right there. That's the coating. Now take your coating and just start to spread it over the rice. And you probably need a double batch there. And just mix it up. And just let it cool off to room temperature, or you can chill it in the fridge. So here's what we're going for. It's a tuna roll, 3 parts. Tuna, carrots, and avocado. We'll show you how to prepare those. So here's the tuna. Fresh tuna from the fish counter. It's raw. A tuna fillet. And we're going to chop it up into thin strips, or whatever you would want for your sushi. Again, this is raw tuna, uncooked. Keep your tuna chilled. There you go. Now for the carrots, and I just rinsed them and patted them dry. And now you do thin little cuts, pretty thin strips on these carrots. And these are raw carrots, these are baby carrots, so they're uncooked. Little tricky, little tedious here, and please watch your fingers because it's kind of a hard cut, but you just do these thin little strips. And there you go. Now for the avocado. Just cut it in half. Then just scoop that guy out of there. Pop him out. And with a spoon, either a small or large one, you should be able to just scoop that avocado right out of the shell there. If the avocado is ready, if it's soft enough, it should come right out. Then just slice it into strips, about the same size as we did for the tuna. Just get little avocado strips there. And again, make sure your avocado is soft enough. So the tuna and the avocado have the largest strips. The carrots, we were going for smaller, thinner strips. There you go, ready to go. There you go, now you got your carrots and your avocado prepped. And you can chill them, you can put them in the fridge if you prepare it ahead of time. And also make sure you're keeping the tuna in the fridge until we're going to use it. So this is a bamboo rolling mat, a sushi rolling mat. You got to buy these special. And I'm covering it in cling wrap. So on the back side here, I'm just taping all the loose edges of the cling wrap. And we're going to use the other side to roll with. But I'm just covering the bamboo mat here. It helps keep the bamboo mat clean. It's a lot easier to clean this way when you're done, and possibly roll easier. There you go. That's the good side that we're going to roll with, and we're going to do something like that. So here's our setup. Got our rice, carrots and avocado, raw tuna, and I've got it in an ice bath to keep it chilled. Here's our sushi wraps. And we've got a little dipping water to wash your hands in between the rolls. And now the moment we've been waiting for. Let's wrap our sushi. So grab a 1 sheet of sushi wrap. I'm not sure which side to use, so I just put it down there on the sushi mat. And that's a cookie sheet in the back there, just to sort of catch everything and keep it clean. Okay, now we take our rice, and we want to go for a thin layer of rice. And you can put some of that water on your fingers to for the rice, help keep that going well. And we want a thin layer of rice. Now notice the placement. You want to leave about 1 inch at the bottom and about an inch and a half at the top, with a thin layer of rice, and you press it down pretty firm. Again, a thin layer because you don't want too much rice on the sushi, in my opinion. So again, there you go. We're going to need a little bit more rice. Just kind of press it down and mash it. Not too hard, but there we go. And your hands are dirty a little bit, so you could rinse them like that with that same water. Awfully convenient. If you have a towel, boom. There you go. Now you got clean hands. So again, notice the placement. Leave an inch of wrap at the bottom, 1.5 inches at the top, right? That's how you want it. A thin layer of pressed rice up to the edges on the sides. Now, toppings. Put a layer of avocado in there. Put a layer or two of carrot. And our tuna coming in. Bam! There it is. And then you can rinse your fingers again because you were touching all that stuff. Right, then we're going to start wrapping. And that bottom fold, you just kind of tuck it in there. So it folds in on itself. Start rolling it up with the sushi mat. You have to kind of practice the technique. And up to the edge there, to the end of the rice, you should have a roll. And leave that last flap out. Just like that. All rolled up. That last flap sticking out. Now bring in your water. And you can wet your thumb. And we're just going to wet that flap. So I'm just wetting my thumb and rubbing the water on there. And now you can finish rolling it up. And just kind of seal that last flap on there because it's a little bit moist now. There you go. Sushi roll. Yeah. Alright, now let's cut our sushi. Take a serrated blade and you can dip it in water, that helps. And we're just going to cut the end piece off. And you want to press lightly. Don't mash it too hard. It's kind of a gentle thing. Now you start to cut your things. Oh, having trouble with that one. So I'm going to wet the blade and try again. Oh, it's getting wrecked. That one got messed up. My slice was too thin and I wrecked it. So cut a little bit of a fatter slice. So what'll help is use a serrated blade and you can dip it in water like that and use about halfway up on the blade. Don't use the tip. And cut lightly. Press pretty gently and let the blade do the work. So with those techniques, you cut some nice sushis. Don't make them too thin or you'll wreck it like I did there. And just there you go. Just cut lightly, maybe halfway up the blade or so. Wet your blade if you need to. There you go. You got nice little sushis coming up. Wet it again. There you go. Nice slice. Nice gentle to try to get a good looking cut. And to cut through the seaweed wrap. It's a little tricky. There we go. Okay, sesame seeds. This is optional if you want to. It's not a big deal. They don't have much taste at all. And plus it's a little expensive. But if you want to garnish it with some sesame seeds, you can sprinkle some of those on there. Definitely has kind of a nice look to it when you do it like that. But that's optional. Okay, and one more thing is the soy sauce. So just grab some soy sauce and a little dipping bowl and put some in there. Now for some wasabi. That's the spicy green sauce. So this is some stuff in a tube. You just spray it in there. I tried the powdered wasabi, did not like it. The dry powder, not good. So I tried this stuff in a tube, and it just gives it some kick. And just put it in there to your liking. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Sushi and wasabi. If you're having a date, fellas, make your lady some sushi. Ladies, make your fella some sushi. And if you guys are close or close enough like that, you can feed him a piece of sushi with chopsticks. And he can feed you a piece of sushi with some chopsticks. So instead of fresh tuna, you can use canned tuna, because that over-the-counter stuff's pretty expensive. You can also add hot sauce to it to make spicy tuna, add garlic. There's a whole bunch of options. And now we're going to close with a clip from a DJ competition I was in earlier this year.